One of Missoula's oldest churches is preparing for its final Christmas Eve service after the congregation decided to sell the building that's been a part of downtown since the early 1900s. And while that means change is coming for the church and its worshipers, that vintage brick building in downtown Missoula will continue to make history. It's a stately old brick church on the corner of Woody and Pine that served countless generations of worshipers. But come December 30th, it will have new owners after the congregation made a tough decision.
2.5 years ago, we decided that the upkeep of this building and the age factor of it was way too much for a congregation of about 100 people to keep up with long term.
It sold at just over $1 million. The good news, the building itself will remain intact. As one of the downtown's oldest buildings, its history is important. It was founded as Emmanuel Baptist Church in 1890. This portion of the building opened in 1910, the church changing its name to First Baptist Church. In 2015, the church officially changed its name again to River Valley as it looked toward the future of its ministry in Missoula. And a new location is part of that future because Pastor David Lodwig says being a downtown church is difficult.
I know a lot of our older congregations that are still downtown struggle down here because life has moved away from downtown Missoula. Statistics show us that the average person in America goes to church within 1 square mile of their house. So to be this far removed from where the majority of particularly younger families live in Missoula, it's difficult to continue to grow and thrive, being so far removed from their circles and paces of life.
This church has been a part of downtown Missoula since the early 1900s. The legacy of what it represents will remain for generations to come, although serving in a different capacity.
When you see old buildings like this that have been used by generations and generations of people, you begin to understand the weight of what came before you. There's a legacy here. Even as a church, we're looking at the proceeds of the sale and understand that it's not just a lump amount of money that we're getting, it represents a long history and all of the people that came before us. So there's a lot of weight that comes with this transition.
It is not public yet what business will open in this space, but the new owners are allowing River Valley to use part of the building rent-free for the next 6 months. Meanwhile, after 129 years, the congregation is preparing for its final Christmas Eve service and looking forward to what the future will bring. Now, the pastor tells us the plan is to keep the stained glass where it is in the building, but the church does plan on holding an estate sale that would include the pews. That should happen sometime next year.